want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, which I have learned is true. It's 100% true. Double honors to the elders and apostles. Peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, 144,000 and the 1/3. Peace and blessings to the Aqua and Aqua. And those that listening to this truth and those that just coming into this truth. On my way driving into work, just want to touch on a few things. Get some things out the way. First going to talk about what's going down in Washington, D.C. Because I'm actually in the state of Maryland, so that's not too far. Maryland is not a big state at all. It's one of the smallest states, and it's very close to D.C. and Virginia. But I seen this morning how now D.C. has these checkpoints where they pulling cars over, and you know they're going to check everything. Registration, licenses, if your car is in order or not, everything's going to show. So telling people they need to be careful of that. And it's showing how this military is really being used. And this military is really going to usher out this new coming of age. How all the United States is basically going to be a police state, and everything's going to be under the United States. So therefore, they're not going to have certain jurisdictions. Everything's just going to be under one umbrella that the president is bringing in, and he's going to keep bringing it in and doing what he's doing. Because most likely, he's going to be the one that's going to usher in all this stuff. The motb, the race wars. We already heard the other day he's trying to go to war with Venezuela. So we don't know how that's going to go out. And just a few weeks before that, he was trying to show threats to Russia. Now, Vladimir Putin and Trump is walking together, trying to work out a peace deal. So you really are hearing wars and rumors of wars and threats of wars, and you're seeing how all this stuff is happening. And it's happening at a very fast pace. And weeks are going by faster and faster. So people really need to open their eyes up of what's going on. And they're supposed to be implementing these hand watches. They're supposed to monitor your body. So I'm waiting for that to come out. Or that just might be something that they said, and they just might just move ahead and one day slap on the chip. And that's going to make everything go crazy. And these celebrities are going to get caught up in it. And they think they're exempt because they got money. But that's not going to do anything. it's only just going to mean that their money's going to be digitalized. So no more putting that big money stack up to your face like a telephone. That's not going to be happening no more. So if people want to show their money, I guess they got to say, here's my digital money. Some more nonsense. But that's not going to last forever. So we're waiting on that motb to come out. And that's going to be coming out real soon. And then another thing to bring out, I want to touch on the bloodline of Yawahashi and trying to tell Christians his true name, and also trying to tell Christians that his birth wasn't some immaculate birth in the way that they are thinking. They think no DNA was involved. And that's a lot of problems that Christians have. And it's hard for them to break out of that. But seeing that lie, because it is a lie, that was told that Mary, and it says the Virgin Mary, but she was a virgin, because all women are virgins, and all men are virgins at one time too. So when it talks about her being a virgin, it's only just specifying she wasn't a woman that was out there. She was a woman that was a virgin. She never been with a man. But when she got with Joseph, that's when she got with a man. And that seed came through Joseph, that DNA. And a lot of people don't understand how that's broken down. But when you read the book of Matthew, starting with chapter 1, going from verse 1 all the way down to 18, it breaks down that bloodline, saying how it would come through the seed of David. And it was promised that it would come through David's seed. So if it did not, if Mary did not get the seed of that bloodline put in her from Joseph, how can that bloodline be passed down from David? Yes, Mary was an Israelite woman, because in the book of Luke, it does talk about her bloodline. But the bloodline is not passed through the woman, it is passed through the father. And that's where a lot of Christians have a problem with. That's how the bloodline is passed through, the father. And if that never happened, that Joseph never laid with Mary, then that means when the father was going to have David put to death because he did adultery, that was the grounds for death, adultery. But the father spared his life. He spared his life. So since he spared his life, and they're saying that seed did not come through David, that means he spared his life for nothing. And it doesn't work that way. And that's what these Christians need to understand. That bloodline came through Joseph. And that's why it mentions all those other men before Joseph. down to David. But just like how it brings it out in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 19, it brings out a point that people have inherited lies from their forefathers. So when you think about that, when people are taught this lie of the Virgin Mary and Immaculate Birth, these are lies that have been passed down from generation to generation. And that's what these people had, that's what these Christians have inherited. They have inherited lies upon lies. The same Christians that are going to say that Santa Claus is real and he came down a chimney, knowing he's too big to fit in the chimney, knowing that chimney's too small for anyone to fit in. But these are lies that were inherited from generation upon generation. And all the stuff with the Easter Bunny and stuff like that. All this is lies being inherited from generation to generation. And it's hard for Christians to break out of those lies that was being taught to them. But it always brings back to only the elect is going to get it. And they always say, oh, it's a mystery. God's a mystery God. No, he's not a mystery God. Just like how it brought out in Matthew 13:11, the mystery wasn't taught unto them. It was only taught unto the elect. That's why when you even try to bring down the mystery as it's brought out in the book of Mark, even when you tell them the mystery and parables for them to try to understand, and they still don't understand. When you try to give them examples. So we can't waste too much time on Christians that want to constantly believe in lies that they was inherited from generation to generation. They have to break out of that. And they have to do their backtrack and do their homework to understand where these lies came from and who was teaching the Bible. See, a lot of Christians forget that after Yawahashi died, the Messiah, and they was told to flee, and after they got scattered, our own word, our own holy scriptures was reintroduced to us. But it was reintroduced to us crookedly, not straight. Because the people that were professing to know the word did not know the word and was not given the Rakakadash, which is the Holy Spirit, to interpret the word, to give it to us right, because it was never meant for them to be given, to give to his elect people, and even the non-elect people. But it's hard for Christians to understand that. They have to understand that you have to break free from what you was taught and be willing to accept that you was lied to. You was misled, because the people that were interpreting the word was misled because they didn't know the word. And that's where all this confusion keeps coming. It's only right for the elect people to spread this word in sincerity and truth and 100% truth. And then that's why you see people out here trying to choke the word. Trying to choke the word out. And that's why you have Mr. Informer, Mr. Cab, and y'all know who I'm talking about. I call him Mr. Informer, because that's all he does. He gathers information, and then he goes back and informs the people that are paying him, because he's a paid agent. He goes from camp to camp, seeing who people are, getting names, getting information, taking pictures, knowing how certain people feel about certain things. That's what he do. He's an informant. Nothing more, nothing less. He just an informer, man. And if he doesn't wake up to what's going on, how the word was twisted and misled, he's going to suffer. And to go from country to country, city to city, trying to find ways to stir up trouble, that really shows you the heart of that man. Because we are not going from city to city, country to country, looking to go disturb people. If people want to hear the word, and if the word is meant for them to be heard, they will go to that word and listen to that word. He wants to force the word, his words, upon someone. And then he wants to also give information that could put people in danger, which is not right either. It's wrong. And it's cowardly too, to do stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of these Christians that you may talk to, they are misled because they do err in not knowing the scriptures. And that's why you gotta be very careful what you put in your mind. Because a lot of these people have put lies in their mind, and it's hard for them to break free. It's just like in the movie The Matrix, when they said, they was telling Neo, and Lord Fishburne said to Neo that we have a way of how we do stuff. We normally don't bring someone in at a certain age because the mind has a problem of letting go of the lies. The mind has a problem with that. And the reason why they had that scene, because it is so true. It's hard for an adult mind to try to break free from the lies that they was taught for years and upon years. And that's the problem, man. And that's why we gotta break free of that. We have to break free of that.